working on building an enterprise using the business model canvas. I think people are pretty familiar with that. Is that right? Well, not so much. Okay, so you can raise your hand if you agree. If not, you can not raise your hand, and that gives me a little bit of an idea of where people are. So let's do a little warm up first. How about, how many of us here already have an enterprise that we're running? Raise your hand if you have an enterprise. Okay. How many of us are starting to build an enterprise? We're in the startup phase, right? We have some ideas we want to be exploring. Okay. All right. How many of us are here because we just thought it would be something fun to do and we really have no idea what we're going to do with the business? And that's okay too. All right, good. So what we're going to do today, we're going to start with a tool called the Business Model Canvas. We're going to learn how to build a lemonade stand. So I live in Vermont, which is a rural community. We have a lot of farms and forests, and we have something called farmers markets. And there, every week, the farmers come in from the countryside with their fresh vegetables and food, and people play music, and it's a little bit like a tourist attraction, but also like an outdoor market, right? And sometimes people are hand making things like candles and cheeses and jellies, right? So there's different things, and there's prepared foods. And so one of the foods that I've created is lemonade. Okay, so we squeeze lemons with water, we have some sweetener, a cup, and we sell it, and that's our business. Okay, and we're going to use that as the basis of our class today, that we're selling lemonade in a farmer's market. Okay, and then how do we take that into something more, right? How do we take that basic business concept and make it truly sustainable? Okay, so that's our challenge, and we're going to be working together in this. So I'm actually going to be breaking you into groups. We'll have about groups of maybe 7 people. We'll have 8 different groups, and you'll be working together to solve a particular challenge for this lemonade stand. Okay, then we'll be coming together, learning what solutions you've come up with in your group, and together we'll be making this lemonade stand so much better than it currently is. Good? All right, so I have 2 questions. One is, I wanted to give you a few materials to work with. Okay, so there was a workbook that I had made available. Did people get the workbook? Hands up.
Yes, the workbook had been shared earlier.
Okay, good. And then there's a page I just sent you guys about an hour ago, which is a writable business model canvas.
Yes, that page, I don't think that was shared because even I received it a bit late.
Okay,
So,
I'm going
yeah.
to attach it in the chat so that way everybody has it. Um, let's see, business model canvas. Okay. Let me just find it. There it is. Just want to see if there's a different one I created. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, good. All right, so now you guys all have a Word document of our lemonade stand, okay? And we can use that to write in and to work along with, okay? So that's going to be kind of our course workbook. So far, so good? All right, I'm going to do a screen share now and show you a little bit of a PowerPoint. Before I jump into that, here I have this one business up I wanted to introduce you to, which I've just gotten involved with myself. And when we're looking at entrepreneurship and we're looking at sustainability, this is an organization that is working to meet the Sustainable Development Goals by using social entrepreneurism as their platform. So looking at a place of how we can bring really innovative business thinkers to the table to help solve some of the really tough sustainable development goals that we're faced today, especially in times of COVID, right? And they have a fantastic report here. And so I'm part of this project, and my students have been working on this project too. So this is a shout out I give to you guys if you feel inspired with your businesses, because we're going to see how we can take this lemonade stand and make it more and make it more sustainable. So ideas like this can also help, with the whole global crisis that we're in and helping to build more sustainability in all of our communities in the world. So if you're interested, Catalyst 2030 is a great organization to get involved in. And there's social entrepreneurs are working with them, such as Ashoka, Echoing Green, Skull Foundation. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're organizations that invest in social entrepreneurs and will help you with your ideas as you're starting to develop new ideas. And let me see, where's my screen share go? Let me see, I don't want to do whiteboard. I think, do you guys still see my screen?
No, we are unable to see your screen.
And you can't see my screen.
No, we can't see your screen, Dr. Sten.
What did I do? Okay, let's do screen share again. Here we go. How about this? Is this good? Can you see my game?
Yes, we can see
Yes, we
that.
can see it.
Okay, good.
But you need to put it on full screen, please.
Me?
If you can put it on full screen.
Okay. Let's see. All right, so we'll put it on full screen and I'll also fix my display settings. How's that? Good?
No, it's still on the slideshow mode for us. Yeah, now it's good. Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So here's the sustainability lens game. So, okay. Why does it keep moving? Okay, so what we're going to be doing is taking a look at how we can build innovation, fun, and resilience into any enterprise. Because one of the things is when we're starting businesses, you pretty much can do anything in the world you want to do. And that's the kind of the fun thing of being an entrepreneur, because it's what you're creating and you don't know what it's going to be, right? You're starting in the beginning of this journey that could go to many different places. And it can really take up a large part of your life, right? And can really kind of shape who you are or who you become and what you do. So you want to make sure when you're starting off on this journey that you're starting off with your bags packed well, that you have all of the tools that you need to get going, and that all of the different possibilities are still available for you, right? That you're not just following one path, but you have a very open map. And what this game does is it gives you the tools to kind of look at new opportunities in different ways and build a lot of fun into the work that you're doing. So we're going to start with our lemonade stand. Okay, and this is our business model canvas for people who aren't familiar with it. It comes from Strategizer, which is an open source business development program. Okay, and you can always just find that online or Google Business Model Canvas. And so basically what we have is our value proposition. That's right here in the center. And that's what makes your business amazing. It makes it different than anybody else. Okay, and my business is hand squeezed, fresh made, local ingredients. So I'm not selling lemonade out of a can, right? I'm selling lemonade that I'm making right there fresh at the farmer's market. Who I'm selling it to is my customer segment. So I'm selling it to the guests that come to the farmer's market, the tourists, right? It's a weekly outdoor market, and local people. How do they find out about my product, my channels? They attend the farmer's market and they see me there. How do I maintain relationships with my customers after they've purchased my product? Well, they can go to the farmer's market website and they can see my business there. Okay, so this side of our business model canvas is kind of our creative side. This is sort of your marketing, your audience development, how are you meeting your audience's needs? That's what we're looking at here. The left side is more the logistics. Okay, so if we think like right brain, left brain, this is more how am I going to get this done? So I have my key resources. So what do I need to make lemonade? I need lemons, maple syrup, and maple syrup is something really unique to Vermont. So we have a certain kind of tree called a maple tree that in the springtime, we can get the sap, the juice from the tree to come out, and we boil that down and we concentrate it, and it makes maple syrup, which has a very delicious flavor. So I'm making my lemonade a little special because I'm putting in maple syrup and not just sugar. Okay, I also need ice and water, and cups, and I need my actual stand. And then my key activities, what I'm going to be doing is cutting lemons, serving drinks, and setting up and cleaning up. Okay. This is a really interesting part of the business. It's not in the traditional business model, okay, but it's really important. And these are key partners and experience. So with this, we're looking at who outside of my lemonade stand is going to be an ally, right? Is going to help me and give me support in my business without being a part of my business. So that would be farmers market because they're giving me my infrastructure for sales. That would be my suppliers, who are getting me my lemons and my maple syrup. And also any organization that's giving me training and certification so that I'm allowed to be out here selling food to people. So that's pretty much my business. The bottom here is my money, okay? So my cost structure is how much does all of this stuff cost? So I figured out, because this is a startup, so we're doing kind of proof of concept. So for me to sell 1 day's worth of lemonade, okay, I'll be at the farmer's market for 4 hours, and I need 1 hour to set up and 1 hour to clean up. So that's 6 hours of labor. And here in Vermont, we have $15 an hour is considered a living wage. Barely. Okay. So I'll be paying $90 in labor. I decided I'll be able to make 200 lemonades and sell them in that 4-hour period of time, 50 lemonades an hour. So to do that, I'm going to need to have 200 cups. I need 300 lemons because that's how many it takes for me to do a lemonade, 1.5 lemons. I'm going to need 10 10-pound bags of ice. So 100 pounds of ice and 6 quarts of maple syrup. So the total cost of all of that is $325. Okay. And I can buy this from my local farmer. I can buy this from the store down the road. The lemons I can get from the grocery store or the local cooperative, right? The cups I can get from Walmart. Okay. And my worker can be somebody I find in the community. And then my revenue stream, I'm going to be selling my lemonade, $4 a cup. Okay, so I have the potential to make $800 if I sell all of my lemonades, and that's my return on investment of $475. Okay, seems like a pretty good business, right? All right, what we're going to do now is make this even better. Okay, and to do that, what we'll be doing is working with the sustainability lens. Okay, and before we do that, I want to think, does anybody know how to do a business pitch? Have people seen business pitches or familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay.
In Shark Tank, a lot of times.
Yeah, exactly. In Shark Tank, right? So it's like, how do you present your business in a compelling way in like 90 seconds, the elevator pitch? So here's our script, right? So I can talk about my lemonade stand in this way. So my lemonade stand produces the best lemonade for farmers market customers by having it hand squeezed. Our product, lemonade, is made with maple syrup and lemons that are purchased locally, except we don't have lemons locally. We have to buy them from Florida, which is very far away. Customers get our lemonade at the farmer's market, and we stay in touch through the farmer's market website. Our lemonade costs $4. I think it's $1.40 to make. I have to take that number and divide it by 200. But anyway, it costs, I think, $1.40 to make and is sold for $4. Okay, so that's my pitch. Sounds pretty good, right? The sharks might be into it. What we're going to do is learn how to make this better. Okay, because what's missing with my lemonade stand? Anyone have any ideas? Can the audience participate? What's missing with my lemonade stand? We're thinking about sustainability.
Participants can also directly unmute themselves and answer.
Miss Tamara, it's about the branding. The branding is
yeah.
missing.
Okay, the environment is missing, right? What kind of cups do I have here? Like plastic throwaway cups, right? What am I thinking of? Excellent. What else is missing?
how is this benefiting everybody else around surrounding you, whether you're buying locally, whether you're supporting a community around you? How does it, whether that is what your brand, your lemonade is doing? Is it just your product or is it helping others as well?
Right, exactly. Right now, all I'm doing is selling lemonade and paying a worker. So yes. So who else could I be helping that I'm not including in this picture? Excellent. How else could it be made better? One more. Here's our sustainable.
Yes, Amber Said, you can unmute yourself and you can answer. Amber? Varali, you were saying something? If you can hear me, please unmute yourself. Varali? Phool Pradab?
Does it have to do with ethical sourcing of the lemons?
Excellent. Yeah, that's a good one, right? I told you the lemons come from Florida. They're shipped far away, right? So there's a big carbon footprint. We don't know if they're organic. We don't know how they're harvested or grown or if the workers are being treated properly. We know nothing about those lemons, right? Just cheap lemons I pick up at the grocery store. So there's lots of room for improvement in this business. And what happens is as I start improving this business, I actually start improving myself, right? I start making connections with really cool and interesting people. I actually start integrating myself more with my local community. I actually start growing my own market because as I'm reaching out and getting more people involved in my business, if I'm benefiting people in the community, if I'm benefiting the environment, if I'm benefiting farmers, then all the people that value this also come along with them. So it's actually building my customer base. So it's a pretty good business model all around. And so if we think about this, how do we kind of get there? And what do we decide, right? We had 3 good suggestions, and that's wonderful. What I'm going to do is introduce really fast the sustainability lens, which is actually written about in my book called Social Entrepreneurship as Sustainable Development. And I've published a couple of papers on it. And it's explained more in the game manual. But anyway, so there's a lot of information, and there'll be more once I get my website up. And it's based on 4 principles. So myself as a social entrepreneur, I've been doing this for 30 years. And I'm a serial entrepreneur, which means that my parents were entrepreneurs, my grandparents were entrepreneurs. So we've all had our own businesses, and we never passed them down to each other. Everyone does their own thing. So we started off in Eastern Europe working in jewelry. Then my father decided to work in dental equipment. I work in, I've had a couple of businesses. My newest one right now is a cooperative that works with quinoa out of Bolivia that's being sold around the world. So we keep coming. So I come from this background of business developers. And at the same time, I also spend a lot of time in Bolivia because my children are Bolivian, and I work with indigenous producers there. And I've always been very interested in sustainability. And as a Fulbright scholar from the US, I was able to partner with a group in Australia called Circles of Sustainability and learn from them. And I'm also an economist, and I'm part of Solidarity Economy, which also has a way of looking at how things happen. And we have a lot of agriculture here, which brings in permaculture. So kind of being an entrepreneur in that environment, but then seeing these other systems around me got me kind of thinking, how can all of these things be combined? Because they all felt very similar. So Sumac Camana comes out of the Andean region, and actually Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia have rewritten their constitutions based on these principles of Sumac Camana, which is indigenous wisdom. So the idea is that our ancestors must have done something right, because somehow they were able to get us to this point where human beings and civilizations have been able to survive and progress. And our ancestors have been doing this much longer than we have. So looking back to traditional ways of thinking, there's a lot that we can learn. And that's what Sumac Camana brings in. It brings in this balance of knowledge and wisdom, of love. So taking the time out to have fun in your organization, to value the people around you, Rurai, which is doing, having action, don't just be planning, but actually do it. And then Ushai, which is the power of the past, of the ancestors, and also the power that we have of business owners as we start making decisions, okay, and how we can really guide what happens to others around us. Okay, and all of this happens within the context of life, which is Kashwai, and that's all Quechua, that language. And Kashwai is not like life that we know on the linear Western model, right? It's more life in a spiral. So thinking like, as I'm speaking to you now, you're hearing me. And once you've heard me, that becomes the past. And when you're thinking about what I'm going to say next, that's the future. So the future comes, arrives, and fades into the past. And we're on this continual spiral of future, present, and past that never ends. So that gives us this strong connection to our ancestors, but also to future generations. So back to my lemonade stand, all those 200 plastic cups of lemonade that I just sold and was so happy about, what's that going to do for my grandchildren, right? So bringing in this idea, Sumak Kamana, bringing in the idea of circles of sustainability, which you can also look up, you can just Google it. But that's a way of measuring well-being, looking at economics, ecology, culture, and politics, and have people self-report their own well-being. And then solidarity economy. And the thing with circles of sustainability, which is good, is people might not necessarily be wealthy, but they could be very sustainable in their lifestyle, and the other way around. Very wealthy people could be lacking a lot, maybe in culture, maybe in ecology, maybe not feeling connected to people. So this model kind of captures that. It goes beyond just the money, and it really looks at how people are feeling in their lives. And then the solidarity economy is looking at diverse ways of being able to participate in the exchange of goods and services. So not just money, but what about barter, right? What about trade? What about having local currencies? I don't know if you've heard of them before. There's local currencies where, let's say, in my town of Brattleboro, there's Brattleboro bucks, right? And you can use them to buy local products, and one Brattleboro buck coin costs me 90 cents to buy, and it's worth $1, right? So I have a little bit of a benefit in buying it. And what it does is it makes me want to buy things more locally. So the money is staying in my local environment, right? I can't use them at Walmart. So there's also fair trade as a part of this, organic is a part of this. And so all of these things with solidarity economy, the idea of surplus allocation, right? So when you have byproducts, right? Like what's going on with my lemon, I hand squeezed all these lemons, right? What am I going to do with them now, right? I have all the lemon rinds. Do I just throw them out? Or do I look for some surplus allocation? Do I find a secondary market or someone else who can use those lemon rinds, right? And be able to share that with them. And then the last piece is permaculture. And that's an agricultural system, which is really interesting. It looks at nature systems, and it looks at how nature works in redundancy. So a lot of times with businesses, we're always thinking about the bottom line, and we're thinking we don't have enough and we have to compete, and it needs to be concise, and it needs to be, efficient, right? And it needs to make money. And what we find is nature works with tremendous generosity. And if, for example, I think about an apple tree, and if its purpose is just to create a seed to build another tree, then all it needs is one apple. Okay, but this tree is putting so much effort into making tons of extra apples. They're all over the ground. Everybody's eating them. Plus they're making flowers, and then there's bees, and they're making leaves, and they're dropping the leaves, and they're making compost. Like, this tree is so busy just trying to make one little tree, and it's not very efficient, right? It could do this so much easier if it just made a single apple. But nature doesn't work with efficiency, because what happens with efficiency is then you have deficiency, okay? Because what happens is you become more vulnerable. And if there's an ice storm and that one little apple gets damaged, then the tree has nothing, right? So with nature, it works with redundancy. It has multiple systems that function in different ways, and it works with generosity. And if we take those ideas into our business, suddenly we build more resilience, Okay, so if we're looking at multiple ways to achieve what we want to achieve, and we're working with this sense of generosity, like I'm selling every single lemonade for $4 and I'm making all this money and I'm sticking it in my pocket, is there something else that I could be doing with that, right? That's building a little bit more generosity. That's going to help me be more of a sustainable company, because if something happens that damages my business, if I have that community around me that feels my generosity, they're going to be generous back to me. So far, so good. The last thing I have here are the sustainable development goals, which is really interesting because when you start working with this idea of sustainability in your business, you automatically start hitting these different goals. Okay, so you don't even have to be intentional. When you start building the sustainability, suddenly you realize, hey, wait a second, you know, I'm working with no poverty, or hey, this is a zero hunger project. And you can do it both ways. You can look at the goals and see which ones do I value and do I want to target, you know, and kind of focus your business in that direction. So they work hand in hand. And what I did was I took these disparate ideas and I distilled them down into what I call the sustainability lens. And it basically focuses on 4 areas, which is health, policy, exchange, and resources. Okay, and we're just about ready to get going and play. All right, so basically what this means is every time I look at my business, so I'm going to go back to this business model canvas, right? So every time I look at my business, I have the freedom to make a decision, right? I can choose how people are going to be accessing my business and choose what it is my business is going to be doing and choose what kind of resources I'm using. So I have all this opportunity to really make a difference, right? And be very mindful in how I develop my business. And I have 4 things to think about. So one of them is resources, right? Where things come from. So the supply chain management, just like we heard, well, where did those lemons come from, right? That's an excellent question. So using my sustainability lens, I'm going to know where those lemons came from. I'm going to know how those cups were made. Okay. I'm going to, yeah. Okay. With health, I'm going to be looking at how do I engage the community. Okay. So I have here participatory democracy. So instead of me coming in and telling people I'm selling you lemonade, here, drink it, I can be working more with the community. Hey, I have an idea for a lemonade stand. What do you guys think? What should we be doing? Maybe local carrot juice is better than lemonades, but because I never asked, no one ever told me, right? Maybe I have a farmer down the road that is really looking for a place to be able to better sell his juices, right? Made out of root vegetables. And that might be a better product than lemonade. Okay. But because I never asked, I didn't know. Okay. So by being able to have people collaborate, have workers also be able to share in the decision making, it's amazing the creativity that comes out of it. And then we have exchange. Okay, so I'm selling all of my lemonades for $4, right? USA dollars. So what can I do to make that more accessible to people, right? I'm using that same cash to buy all my materials. Is there another way that I can be, you know, building more relationship and more access into my product, and even how I get my products? And then the last thing is the policy. So as I'm doing things differently, I need to let people know I'm doing it differently. I need to let people know, hey, I can have a lemonade stand and be profitable and still help other people and still source my materials more mindfully and maybe even pay more money for them and still keep my lights on, right? Still keep my business viable and working. So I need to talk about it. And that's kind of that Catalyst 2030 also. That's getting businesses to kind of step out from behind their business and talk with governments and community about what they're doing to help solve problems. So far, so good? All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send this out to you guys as a game to play. And the way this works is there's a couple of different ways to play this game. There's the long way, which we're not going to play. And then there's the short way. So the short way, what I did was I took these 4 areas and I kind of smushed them together into kind of a single question. And it's sort of like taking that magnifying glass, that sustainability lens, and kind of making the focus more broad, right? It's that fuzzy focus. And what we're going to do is take that general fuzzy focus and we're going to look at how we can now imagine differently our lemonade stand, okay, working in these areas. And let me see what happens here. There we go. Okay, so here's one of my cards. I have a value proposition card. Okay, so that one would go, let's see, everything's coming in slowly. Okay, so I have all these different cards that go into each of these different sections. Let's just let this fill up real quick. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each of you, it's going to be in a group with a particular card. And with that card, you're going to be solving that section. So you're going to take the very basic lemonade stand, which you guys all got on that Word doc that I gave you, and you're going to make it more. Now, some of you might be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. So what I'm going to do here is on this page, and also in the workbook that I gave you, let me just go down. There's a cheat. In the game, in reality, it's like a little bag of gold coins, right? And you can pick out these little gold coins and they will help you out if you get stuck, okay? So the thing is, I might be thinking, I have no idea what I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to go back to work with key partners, okay? So my key partner challenge, for example, is how can you make it beneficial for outside organizations to support you? And that kind of goes back to the person that had said, who are you helping in your community? Right? So that was a good question. So now I need to answer this, right? Does anyone have any ideas of how I can make it beneficial for outside organizations to support me as a lemonade stand? Open your mics and let me know.
Maybe one of your suppliers, you can make them your collaborators. Instead of just buying from them, you can bring them in, if not as a partner, as somebody you can benefit from it.
So give me an example, Sarah. It sounds like you're on the right track.
Maybe you could find a person who's already thinking of harvesting lemon in your area and help them grow it. Maybe something
Yeah.
like that.
Perfect. I love that, right? So maybe another person is trying to start a business, right? They're trying to start a lemon grove. Takes a little bit of time, but maybe that they're ready, right? And they're looking for their first market, right? And I can be that one to help them, right? So yeah, so take that little extra work, right? And find somebody who needs a hand, right? And say, hey, I'm going to help you. I'll be your first customer. Cool. I like it. Nice job. So let's say I didn't have as good of an idea as Zara had, right? Oh yeah, Yasmin, go ahead.
Yeah, it's good for your health purpose because it reduces your weight. And nowadays, health is everybody wants to look their health.
Mm-hmm.
And we can make a lemonade tea, green tea. We put lemon on it. So for health, it's I think it's a good idea. Lemonade is good for the health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. So maybe in that case, a key partner might be a nutritionist, right? Or a health center, maybe that's working with kids in the public school to teach them about vitamin C or teach them about healthy living. Maybe they can be somebody that can also be part of my lemonade stand, and I have this little educational part to it.
Yeah.
Good. So let's say I'm not quite where Yasmin and Zara are, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I have these fun little coins, okay, which are actually here. Okay, so if anyone gets stuck and they're like, I don't know a response, I don't know an answer. These are all different things in the area of sustainability that can be built into organizations. Okay, so yeah, I just want to let you guys know they're here. They're in the workbook that you got in case you get stuck. And I don't know how you're going to access this slide because you're not going to see it when you're in your groups. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know this is here and you might have access to these ideas too. But it sounds like you guys already have amazing ideas. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to put you into 8 groups, and each group is going to have a card that they're going to work on. Okay. And they're going to, I'll give you 15 minutes. How are we on time right now? I'll give you 15, no, it's not good time. I'll give you 5 minutes to come up with a solution, and then we're all going to come back together and hear how we made this a better lemonade stand. Good?
Welcome, Tamara. I would like to request people to switch on their cameras. Otherwise, unless it is very difficult, please try to do it. Otherwise, the game is spoiled actually. When you don't see each other in groups, you don't feel like that excitement. So I would request, Tamara, thank you very much for sparing your time, and we're enjoying your session and wish you the best. Over to you.
I think you guys have to do the teams, right? Because I don't think I have it.
Okay, let me do it, huh? Let
Okay.
me do it.
So 8 teams, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the cards in the chat so everybody can see them.
Taskin, can you give me
Sir,
the
I'll
hosting
make you.
rights, please?
I'll make you the host. I'll make you the hoster.
Okay.
Sir. So I don't put you in, Tamara. So I and you and few people will be out of the group, is it? So you want me to make 8 groups, huh?
Yeah, we'll have 8 groups.
7, 8. So there'll be like, yeah, okay. 7 is okay because there'll be some people, or 8. Okay, let me 8. 8. Here you go. So.
All right, and I've put the cards up. So let's see.
You don't. So our team, you cannot join the. You have the option not to join. It's up to you. So how much time? How much time, Tamara?
Well, I think we end at 1. We end in 15 minutes, right?
So how much time to give them?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, here you go.
Work fast.
So there'll be 5 minutes.
And each team grab a card. So the cards are labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We already did card 1. So
they will be getting the card from the room. In every room will have a separate card.
Can we do that? The cards are in the chat right now.
Okay. So for example, which card will room 1 take?
So team 1 takes card 2. Team 2 takes card 3. Team 4 takes card 5. So take the card ahead of your team because we already did card 1.
So everybody has to, for example, room 7 has to take card 8, and room 8 has to take card number 9. So please, Mariam is saying she can't see any card in the chat box. Mariam.
Oh, let's see. It's in the chat box. Let me see what I did.
Is it there?
To everyone, it should be there.
Yeah, it's there. There are many cards there. So
yes,
I'm going
sir.
to.
There's a JPEG. They have. So we have them on the chat box.
Oh, the JPEGs. Yeah, is that a problem?
The JPEGs images.
So I'm opening the rooms, Tamara.
Okay.
Here you go. So except me and Tamara or Taskin, everybody will be joining. You have been invited to join in the groups, and please follow up. Please follow up. Samina Saiba, you haven't joined yet, please. We have Gavisara, Kirati, Nankin, Panita, Kumket, welcome. Savadika, Savadika. Arjuma Arif Saiba, please join. Oh, so almost everybody has joined. Wow. تلك بيمينك يا موسى قالوا أسعيا जी Tamara, welcome back.
I think people are having a hard time getting their cards. And
okay, is it?
What
They should have just They should have just downloaded it. Maybe shall I increase the time a bit? 2 minutes?
I don't, but you know what happened was in their groups, they can't get access to the chat anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot how we did this last time. Last time it worked.
we did it here with ours? I don't know.
I forgot. Yeah, because last time we were able to get everybody cards. But I think what we'll do is I don't know.
Maybe we can go do it again, make stop it and bring them back.
Maybe
Everybody
bring them
down.
back and we'll just do it collectively as a group instead of the breakout. I think that might be easier,
Okay. So they're
especially
coming
because
back.
we're kind of tight on time.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. It happens because it's always challenging.
Yeah, we're still improving. We're still working out the kinks on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So please, Shafak and Aftab, there was a sort of technical hitch. That's why we brought you back. And Pavina, Sabadika, and I hope you're fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing you back due to a technical hitch, and some of you were not able to download. So that's why Dr. Tamara has advised me to bring you back. And one thing is we can do it again. You have to finish by another 12 minutes dot. Is it, Tamara? You have another meeting?
No, but I thought we were scheduled to end at that time.
Okay, great. So it's up to you, whatever you like, please tell me. And you want to do in a group or you want to send them back? It's up to you.
No, I think we'll stay together in a big group because
Okay.
yeah, the sharing of the cards doesn't seem to be easy.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So welcome back.
We'll
Over
stay
to
in a
you.
big group. I hope you guys all had a nice moment in your groups.
Over to you.
It seemed like people were having a hard time sharing the cards.
Yeah, over to you.
So yeah, so we'll just do this all together. I'll do a screen share, but I want to
And just to add, if you allow me, I just want to introduce Tamara. Tamara is a very, very adventurous professor of entrepreneurship. She has been working in Colombia, and her son and daughter, they are also working even in COVID. They're trained to work, so there's no free lunch actually. And Tamara is so nature oriented. She very less use. You keep a mobile phone in your house or not, Tamara? If I remember.
Oh, we have the corded phones, right?
You don't use that mobile phone, is it?
Well, we don't have any service here, but also we tried to limit the amount of time that we spend on mobile phones just for health issues.
So can you? This is also important to share, Tamara, how you live organically. This is also a great learning that how this lady, she is living in United States, Malaika, and she's not. She doesn't spend that much time on Facebook and social media, is it?
Right. Well, I will be when I launch my website, but
But that will be for a purpose, not for
right.
without a purpose. Okay. Sorry for disturbing. Over to you. Back. Over to you again.
Okay, so sorry about that, guys. It seems like the sharing of cards did not work well. So let's just do this all together, okay? I wanted to put us into groups because there's so many of us. It gives us more of a chance to speak, but that's all right. We'll do this together. So what I'm going to do is share with you the game board, which has those mysterious cards on it, and I'll just put this into presentation mode. All right, here we go. Okay. So, and what we can do is if you remember your groups, you only saw each other for a moment, but what we can do is kind of take a look at, sorry about that, take a look at what kind of ideas you can come up with. And what I'm going to do is also open up a Word doc so that I can start typing some of your ideas. Actually, I'll do that by hand because that way I don't ruin my screen share. Good. All right. So what we're going to do is take a look at some ideas that you guys have as we go through the different parts of the sustainability lens. So first, we're going to take a look at key activities. How can you improve your workplace community? Let's hear one or two ideas on that. Unmute yourself.
By providing good working conditions and uh,
Yeah. How can you improve your workplace community? And then we have some smaller words. It says offer an inclusive, democratic, empowered workforce with flexible scheduling, open forums, and a healthy work environment. So what might that look like? Right now I have my one person working 6 hours, squeezing lemons. How can I make that better?
We can, yes, we can do it by testing sessions. In this way, everyone can check uh, it's healthy, it's tasty, it's delicious,
Mhm.
yummalicious.
Okay. So I heard something with safety, right? So I can make sure I have a safe work environment.
Yes, everyone can check safety, healthy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? Anyone? So that's good,
Can
right?
we give compensation and benefits to them?
Okay, good. Compensation and benefits, right? Good.
I
Make
think
that
it's about I think it's about diversifying as well, that in the workplace we doesn't have any discrimination and all, and this should be an open and free workspace for all the genders.
okay, good. Okay, so making sure that I have diverse people in my workplace, right? I'm not marginalizing or overlooking. Good. So I have a diverse workforce, they have benefits, there's safety. Okay. What
Can
about
we talk about the employee empowerment?
what's that?
Employee empowerment.
Planned empowerment?
Employee empowerment.
Okay, so what would that look like?
If we give them chance to take decisions
Okay.
and listen to them
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. So
and
leadership, right?
and maybe work on their idea.
Mm-hmm.
One of the page you given, it was underrepresented workers that are there. They might be given a chance to be trained, uh, and on-site daycare for the workers who are working for you, so that they
Mm-hmm.
can basically stay at home, or this can work for you as well, so that way you can help them.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. So a place they can bring their kids and the kids can be safe at farmers market while mom's working. Excellent. Okay.
and gathering like-minded people around you, gathering like-minded people around you who share the same cause. For
Mm-hmm.
example, like providing the organic lemonade drinks to all the community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So organic, I'm going to put that into key resources, and that actually brings us to the next one, which is really good. How do you plan to make a positive impact with your supply chain? So Hamid already had the good idea of organic, right? So bringing in an organic product. What else can I do with my key resources? Make a positive impact. It says seek new creative ways to source local ethically made products, help grow others' enterprises to meet your resource needs. We already heard that great suggestion about reaching out to a young lemon grower, right? And being maybe their first customer. Okay, and then working with organic. What else?
Go on guys meet your
Perhaps using green logistical resources,
Okay, like what?
like instead of combustion vehicles, using electric cars to for your logistics.
Okay, very good. I like it. I can even become a little truck, right? So I don't have to be only at farmers market, right? I can have my electric truck and I can go around and sell lemonade in many neighborhoods, right? That
Can
way I
Yeah,
we
can expand my employee hours, right? And be able to afford to give them benefits because I'm selling for a longer period of time.
we can
can we
use the
put
lemon.
backward integration in that card?
What's that?
Backward integration by partnering with the suppliers.
Okay, so explain that a little bit more. Backwards integration.
Yeah, backward integration is that when we take partnership with the suppliers and share the profit with them, so that
Mhm.
so that their involvement is more.
Okay, good. So I might help them develop a particular kind of lemon or help kind of and help them with some of their cost of production or give them sort of a guarantee of a contract.
We can go with environmentally friendly packaging.
One more time.
Sustainable packaging.
Sustainable packaging. Yeah, very good. So what might my sustainable packaging be, right? I have these people at a farmer's market. How are they going to drink my lemonade? Plastic cups?
It's biodegradable plastic.
Okay, so I can use biodegradable.
Paper cups, craft cups.
Okay.
You can use glass cups so you just wash them off and it's less wastage.
Right. Okay. Even better, right? A reusable cup. That way, because even if I'm making biodegradable or paper cups, I'm still using resources, right? And it's still a single-use throwaway. So yeah, use a reusable glass.
We can use the renewable energy like a solar system to recharge our truck battery. Truck battery. We can use
Okay,
the
cool. What would I use my solar energy for?
for recharge our truck battery like a machinery
Okay. What machinery do I need in my lemonade stand?
like a truck. You know what is I don't know which name of truck we can use in farming.
Oh, right, like my
So
tractor. Okay. Okay.
we can use a solar system to renewable energy for recharge battery.
Right, perfect. I can use that for my truck, right? I have my electric truck now and I can have that charged with a solar charging station. So that's
You
cool.
can also use it as a blender for making lemonade. A
Oh
blender,
yeah, I can do,
flavored
oh
lemonade.
yeah. Then I don't have to have my person getting repetitive motion illnesses,
Yeah.
right? From
That's right.
squeezing
Yeah.
lemon.
It takes away the burden of one person just squeezing lemon.
Right. So a solar lemon
You
squeezer.
can
Love
So
it.
distribute the
solar system
workload and
solar system is used for blending machine.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. How about my value proposition? How can my product or service exceed what my customer needs, right? I guess my customers want lemonade because they're thirsty, but how can I do more than just quench their thirst?
you have to have some really catchy tagline.
Uh-huh.
Catchy taglines like I don't know, beat the heat and have some lemonade, or you can try a new taste, maybe make minty lemonade or
Mm-hmm.
flavor added to it, uh, and and the things that can get more clients to make some interesting posters, uh, and trying new flavors.
Oh, or you
Maybe
can sell some, or you cannot sell. You just do it for free for a few first 10 customers. You are going doing them for free,
Mm-hmm.
so it will be catchy as well.
Okay.
maybe you
So that
can
goes
tell.
into revenue streams. Okay. The idea of having customers free products for customers would be a revenue stream. Okay.
I think the added value is sorry to interrupt you, but I think the added value is your consumers knowing that they're just not getting a lemonade, but they're also contributing to the environment or contributing to sustainability and not polluting. Or I think it's an intrinsic source of motivation for them.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, very good. And then the idea of posters that people can share, that kind of goes into customer relationships, right? So we're starting to build out in some of these other areas. So that's cool. And I love the
Also
flavor.
because
Yes,
sorry.
it
Can we
does.
also
Because you're using
How
maple
about
syrup
Umba?
that's
Wait.
locally made.
Let's give
Yeah,
Umber a
sorry.
chance. Go ahead.
Can we also do that? The one thing that always attract me is to add a little bit that this much amount of percentage will be gone to new businesses or the other people who are starting their businesses. So whatever amount that you have for your product, you are also helping another budding people or young teams. And also how much the one thing that caught my eye was the recyclable stuff and written on it that how much this is basically made from how much recycled material. So that way as well, that you're actually helping that grow as well.
Okay, cool. Okay. And that sort of hits that idea of policy, right? Being out there and kind of showing, look at what we're doing, right? So yeah, and then using that as a business development message. It's fantastic. So, and that ties a little bit into also our revenue streams, right? When we're looking at, would that be cost structure? No, well, that could be cost structure too, depending on if you're giving it back to the new business that you're actually working with, or you're giving it back to a different new business. But yeah, that idea of, you know, what you're purchasing with this lemonade isn't just a beverage, it's also an opportunity for somebody else. So that's excellent. All right, one
Excuse
more
me.
idea. Yeah.
I have one more suggestion.
Okay.
Since we have only one stall in the market, I think it would be better that we have a number of stalls in the market, so that people don't have to come to one place actually. But when they're marketing, they can find lemonade in various places of the market
Okay.
instead of looking for one particular place.
All right. Yeah. Or even mobile, right? Maybe we can have someone walking
Yeah.
around with lemonade selling them to people.
Yeah, I was actually suggesting that we can have a interesting mobile truck or something moving around here and there, and serving
Right.
that
Oh,
lemonade of it.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. Look at this lemonade stand. It's just like, whoa. All right. How about the next thing that we're going to look at is our customer segment over here. So who is using your product or service, and empower current and potential customers to engage in the sustainability message and features of your product or service. So not just a thirsty person, how can we make this person more engaged and really identify them as a person?
Start writing their names on the cups so
Okay.
it can appear.
Uh-huh.
And it can, like, they can take the picture and post it on their social media. It can be sort of advertisement.
Okay, that goes into customer relationships, but excellent. Yeah, getting the customer involved with the experience.
There's no response from my friends in Thailand. Panida, Gavasira, Thailand people, can you please respond? Over to Tamara.
Tamara, would swap and free would be part of customer segment? That you're giving them some portion of, you're gifting them a product, or maybe trying to make them part of it so that they use it as a healthy option as a drink.
Good. Yeah. So gifting, or even being able to purchase the lemonade as a gift to someone, like gift certificates or like a buying card. All right, cool. What about so we talked a little bit about customer relationships, right? How people can engage in your product and how you can sustain that customer relationship after they've already had that lemonade and they've left, right? How do you still build community around that experience of them having purchased your lemonade? Ideas on that?
I think maybe the delivery system at home, delivery system for the lemonade may do something.
Okay. And that would actually go into channels, how you access it, which is really good, right? So instead of just only being able to go to farmer's market, you can now get this delivered at home. Okay. So that would go into channels. What about our customer relationship? How do we build a community? So we have that one idea of posters, another idea of pictures, right? Think of all of the other things that are supporting. Go ahead.
Not just the farmer's market. You can open it up anywhere else.
I'm sorry, Samina, one more time.
Price should be here, but
Oh, that was
Just
nasty.
said your name. She just said your name. What did you say?
No, because I
somewhere?
thought Nasi, I thought Samina was Nasif. No, I didn't hear the last person that spoke.
Can we give a variety of lemonade?
All right. Any other ideas?
I can I give an idea?
Yep.
Can we give variety of lemonade with different flavors?
Okay, yep, the different flavors. We had mint, maybe ginger, cayenne, right?
Ma'am,
Adding
for example, if a buyer is buying a laminate for $5, then and then we will inform that $1 from those $5 will be sent in donation to the poor people. This might help build our customer relationship with the customers.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. And that takes us right into revenue streams and cost structure, right? So you guys have already come up with some good ideas of the first 10 customers get the lemonade for free, or a percentage of sales goes to a new business, or you can buy a gift, a lemonade as a gift for somebody. What about my cost structure? What can I do here to make my cost structure more beneficial to the community? So knowing my supply chain, diversifying the ways that I'm paying for my products, my ingredients.
Perhaps using blockchain can help with your cost structure, because it would physically replace the it would make your supply chain more lean, and it would also verify the source of your lemons, which would be additionally beneficial for the consumers, knowing that the products that they're consuming are from a specific location. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
Good. Any other ideas?
Miss, the value proposition of our business is hand squeezed lemon, as you mentioned earlier. So how are we putting this in this scenario? Is this a unique selling point of our business model? Hand squeezed lemons, or we can shift it to the blender or anything else like machining thing.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys threw some innovation in there, right? We don't have hand squeezed lemons anymore. We have solar powered, mechanized, this really amazing, system now of sustainably run and energy. So yeah, so let's go take a look at where we are. So we started off here, with our simple little lemonade stand. And what we've ended up with now is our pitch. Okay, so here's our new pitch. Let's see if I can capture, let's see if I can capture everything that you guys did. So we have the Beat the Heat, right? Lemonade stand produces the best, most sustainable ginger mint flavored lemonade for peoples whose names are put on cups by having it generated by solar and electric energy, okay, by workers who are empowered and help lead the organization, receive daycare benefits, and represent our diverse communities. Our lemonade gives back to suppliers by seeking out new people and using blockchain when purchasing products. We partner with our suppliers and we share their costs. Our products are organic. Okay, so our organic lemonade is made with, or our wouldn't be organic, right? Our energy, I guess our energy made lemonade is made with organic lemons that support, this particular farm. Our workers benefit by, having their children cared for and having their healthcare needs met. Customers get our product home delivered or at farmers market with an electric vehicle. Customers get our service. It's our workers. Let's see. In addition, customers have the option to put a percentage of know that a percentage of what they're purchasing is going to a new business. They can gift this product to other people. They can have people receive this lemonade for free. We empower customers and build community by making sure that we're using biodegradable and paper cups and glass. Okay. Our product or service, our lemonade costs $4, right? We never changed that, to make, and improves our farms, our communities, and diverse people in our in our employment area. It is sold for, same thing. Well, it's sold for $4 and builds access by having some free and having some as gifted. And we support what sustainable development goals, guys? Which ones are, whoops, where do we go here? There we go. What sustainable development goals are we supporting?
Second one.
Okay, so zero hunger, all right.
Yes.
And we had
Yes.
that original idea about nutrition, right? The nutritional value here, and we could have
Number
added more
3 as well.
nutrition. What's that?
Number 3, good health.
Okay,
and
good
well-being.
health. Excellent, especially with our workers. Anything else?
Climate action.
Quality education? In what way?
Number 7,
Number
clean and sustainable energy.
Okay, excellent. All right. So I'm going to keep going here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. And then that's it. So that's our sustainability lens game, right? So you have some questions, what stood out, what went well, what could be better, and next steps. And I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, and we could just have a brief wrap-up discussion, and then you guys did a great job participating.
Wow, what an interesting game today, Tamara. Amazing.
Yeah, and in real life we have more things, right? With the game, there's spinners and there's other things that can be happening.
Is this available in the market now?
Almost. In
It's
2
available
weeks.
in the it's available in the market.
Yeah,
the
in
game?
2 weeks I'll have it ready. I'm not done yet.
Oh, what's the cost? How much are you selling?
I think it'll be $70 because we
Okay.
individually print them. And one of the things that we're looking at is how can we have them produced in other countries so that we don't
Oh.
have to have, you know, the cost of shipping it. And actually this game, I use something called Fiverr. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fiverr, but
Yes.
you can crowdsource graphic design. So this was designed by a woman who's from Venezuela, but she's living in Argentina. And then actually my students did a business and we used Fiverr, and we had someone from Pakistan design the logo for their shark food delivery service.
Wow.